Hey everybody, welcome back to Northern Lion Plays The Binding of Isaac. I'm just gonna take Isaac today. I'm excited for this recording. I'm in a good mood, and you know, for some reason I feel like my happiness can be channeled through the dice. I'm not gonna say die here, you grammar fascists. I don't like to say grammar Nazis, you know, it's a term that maybe conjures some offensive imagery, but I can put my happy feelings into the dice, and then I'll re-roll, and I will turn Lemon Mishap into something slightly better than Lemon Mishap, which now that I say it, I realize should not be all that difficult, considering that Lemon Mishap is, you know, I really should do like a revised top 10 list. Occasionally I get messages from people, and they're like, Northern Lion, in your top 10 list, you originally said that Lemon Mishap was worse than Kamikaze, but then I've seen you use Kamikaze to do some good things. You should really, like, release a revised list of that for public interest. And I'm like, well, you know, you're not wrong, but also, I'm gonna tell you a little secret. The list is made up. I wrote down the items on a piece of paper. There was not a rigorous selection process. I spent some time thinking like, would I rather have this or this? And most of the time, I think my decisions were right, but there were some decisions I would like to change. I have not seen this item model in 100 years. Is this Mom's Eye? The inner eye, triple shot. Holy shit, that's how long it's been. I seriously looked at that for a second and was like, I have not seen the inner eye in forever. It's been forever. I was like, is that Mom's contact? Is that Mom's eye? Is that, the peeper's eye? And I thought about it and I figured, you know what, let's pick it up. It's either going to be Mom's contact or a tears upgrade, or I guess triple shot, which I hadn't even really considered. So I'm happy to get triple shot. Triple shot is an awesome item. It shows up so much more rarely than quad shot, which is weird, but it's also fine. Again, I'm not 100% sure of the exact intricate mechanics of the X shot mechanics. So, like, for example, apparently quad shot causes items to do less, or your tiers to do less damage per shot. That makes sense. So it's not like it simply quadruples your damage, spreads it out over 4 shots. There is some kind of damage hit that is associated with that. I'm not sure if it works the same way with triple shot. I still feel like it is a no-brainer pickup. Now, I am not doing staggering amounts of damage, but it is worth noting, you know, we are still doing Isaac base damage, so I can't really judge triple shot for that as of yet. Now, I've taken a really silly amount of health loss already on this run. Let's see if we can get one crazy shot in there. That did a good job, and you know what? HP upgrade plus triple shot on the first floor is A-okay by me. I'm almost able to go to this shop, to the point where I'm very tempted to just come in here and spend like a key to make it work. The problem is secret rooms are so effing and I don't have any bombs, so that I guess is the big part there. Please give me the penny! Is there any way I can like shoot this penny slightly closer to myself? Just sneak like one tier in between the rocks and please make my life better. Let's see if there was any other money in here that maybe I could get. We'll just stand over here. Nothing there. So it's a little bit disappointing, you know. I can't help but think that maybe there's a compass or something inside of there. Turns out using this bomb to access... Oh, although I think I got some money out of the other treasure chest. Whatever. We're going to go down to the next floor. I can't feel bad about getting HP upgrade plus triple shot. Puts us in a very good position. Now, since we are on a floor where we're going to have a little bit more time, I think it is reasonable of me to come in here and be like, oh, what do we have for sale? Book of Revelations. I'll re-roll it. Blue candle. Great item. Can't really justify picking it up because I want to stick with the D6 for as long as possible. As much as I love the blue candle, and believe you me, I love the blue candle. Without it, many of the runs where I've succeeded would actually be failures, and that's the nicest toast that I could possibly give an item in the Binding of Isaac. May all of our spacebar items be blue candles forever onwards. However, it's more fun to roll with a D6, I think, so we're going to do that. Now, we'll see what this is. Joker is I was going to say that, you know, maybe my ideal choice would be like a 2 of diamonds or something like that to, you know, confirm that we'll be able to buy something on this floor and maybe the next floor as well, or maybe, you know, something that gives me extra bombs. I am totally going to risk this, by the way, and we'll go into this curse room, and that's Dead Cat, and we'll re-roll the shit out of that, and we will just pick up the mark. I think that's absolutely okay. So we're going to lose half of a Spirit Heart, but we also picked up an extra damage upgrade by way of the mark. I'm not sure if that conveys other upgrades as well. I think that was a totally viable reroll. If we end up not being able to reroll the shop again, shit happens. We probably will not be able to reroll the shop again because, you know, we have an automatic ticket, essentially, to go to deal with the Devil Room. So I would rather save a reroll for that possibility. Now, there are 3 tinted rocks over the course of this level that I have not been able to open. Sad Onion is so good, I would not consider re-rolling that at all either. So now, despite having triple shot, our tiers, we have substantially higher rate of fire. It's beautiful. I love it. And this run is shaping up quite nicely so far, between the damage and everything else we've gotten. Now, I would love to get some bombs. We'll see what happens, though. It looks like we're going to be fighting Famine first, which should be extraordinarily easy. We'll pick up a single cube of meat, and it's nice because this frees me from the burden of having to worry about a reroll on the boss room, as well as a reroll on the Deal with the Devil room that may or may not come after. And it is worth noting that maybe we'll end up with a Deal with the Devil that I don't want to reroll, or maybe we'll reroll it and I won't want anything from it anyway. But anyway, so I'll save the Joker card. We don't need that for now. And we'll come in here, and there's the nail in the quarter, and I like the nail for its effect as much as the next guy, but I really don't like the fact that we have to give up the D6. So we'll reroll both of these. Razor Blade and Shovel, I think, are not good choices. Why don't we save our money, and instead we'll go down to the next floor and maybe make something happen as a result down there. Obviously, we have no bombs, and that's kind of the sore spot. But apart from that, so far, what did I tell you? The game can sense your mood, and when you're feeling good, it rewards you in kind. I'm now writing a self-help book based on the same principle. It's an addendum to the book The Secret, which, as Josh would say, that Oprah book. But this one's called The Secret of the Binding of Isaac, and what you do is you create a vision board of all the items that you want. So behind me right now, I have a poster, and on that poster, I've got pictures of, Polyphemus, Sad Onion, items like that, and then, eventually, the universe does its magic. The universe is a very mystical thing, and then the items just appear to you, and you take them, and then everyone on YouTube is pleased with you. It's scientific. It's based on quantum physics, I assure you. No, I have not run it by any scholars, but my nephew, who is in, junior year AP physics right now, says, maybe it could be true, Uncle Ryan. Actually, you can tell this story is now unraveled, because I actually do not have a nephew. In fact, I don't have brothers and sisters, much less a nephew, which might explain a lot. But in any case, we're going to sacrifice half of our Spirit Heart and half of a Red Heart here. Well, we sacrificed the whole Spirit Heart, but half of it was already gone. And pill number 1 is Friends to the End, and pill number 2 in our curse room is nothing. So we effectively gave up half a Spirit Heart to get Friends to the End. Not the greatest trade we could possibly hope for, but could be worse as well. Obviously, we're hoping to get to a shop as soon as possible. More keys is always good. Shop or item room, I guess. I'm not particularly picky. And if we end up fighting greed, so be it. That's fine by me. I would love to just be able to get like a map or compass or something like that. And it's looking like I've maybe botched borderline any chance that I have to use my rerolls effectively. I can't believe I got hit there. He took like one move towards me, and that was enough. So coin purse, I think, is like a pretty bad item. But it's dependent on what your, like reroll, or not reroll pool, what your, like, pill pool is. But my pill pool, as of right now, I don't know what it is. So we might save the reroll, and we do have this Joker card. We can use this whenever, though, It's a one-time use. We don't necessarily have to use it on this floor if we don't get a Deal with the Devil. But I would rather take probably whatever this gives me. Oh, we got to deal with the Angel instead. Okay, and of course Pageant Boy shows up. It's Guardian Angel. I'll pick up Guardian Angel. I'm A-okay with that. I think it's a good item. Then, do I want to reroll Pageant Boy, or would I rather reroll Mom's Coin Purse? I'd rather reroll Mom's Coin Purse. And to be honest with you, the latter is not fantastic, but it is enough to allow me to get some treasure chests in the future, and we'll probably continue trying to reroll Pageant Boy. Although the money could make an impact. If I had known the item room was so close, I probably would have gone to the item room before immediately, choosing which items to take and re-rolling. But hey, it worked out for us because we did end up picking up the Relic in here, which is a crazy good item. And we'll take our Spirit Heart and fuck off, basically. Actually, there is a treasure chest back here that we can easily get. And I'll probably save my other bomb, just because we've had bombs so rarely that it seems like a smart idea to, be a little bit more prudent. Maybe we can get the small rock upgrade as a result of these. And look at this, we're on the 3rd floor. We've already made some amazing things happen. I found pills, unfortunately, not one of them. But we have 1 extra HP. That's not that crazy. Lots of extra damage by way of the mark, or at least a little bit of extra damage. 2 orbitals, the Relic. D6 is still trucking along quite nicely, and Sad Onion. So these are really good items, not to mention Triple Shot, of course. So we did get a nickel as part of our Pageant Boy haul there, which is nice because they will take us closer to 15 cents. Unfortunately, we are out of keys, but fortunately, we did come across a Judgment. So might get a little funky here and spend my money on this floor on that Judgment, just because he also gives me a very, very convenient reroll pedestal if we don't find a quick item room or shop or boss room, and we can use our rerolls more effectively as a result. It's a risk. But so is, everything in life, much less everything in the Binding of Isaac. So it's always important to take calculated risks, I think, in order to improve your standing. Now, lots of extra HP. I would almost prefer having a Demon Judgment, but we do not. And we're not going to be too picky with what this judgment pays out with. Compass is probably ideal, but if he gives me an HP upgrade, I'll take it. We'll do it on a case-by-case basis. Bomb bag. I mean, we obviously need bombs, but I'm going to reroll the bomb bag just because we have so many possible reroll potentials from this that it might be for the best to just get as many opportunities as possible to reroll it. But, you know, the bomb bag is not a bad pickup either. But it kind of ties into my new Isaac philosophy, which, again, I'm going to be talking about in the Secret of Binding of Isaac, that Oprah book, attributed to the quote of J. Smith OTI. But, yeah, the philosophy that I'm kind of taking on now is that, you know, decent passive items are fine. There's nothing wrong with the bomb bag. There's nothing wrong with attack fly. There's nothing wrong with Peeper's Eye for the most part. But it's probably better for our chances overall to reroll those in the hopes of getting either items that synergize exceptionally well together or just items that are extremely powerful individually. Polyphemus, Quad Shot, Mom's Knife, etc., etc. So I think there's more to gain by going for those very high tier items than there is to lose by rerolling relatively low or mid tier passive items, if that makes sense. I did my best to, you know, articulate the reasons that I feel that way, and that is, that's the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. So even though I may have made an unideal choice or an unideal choice by getting rid of bomb bag, so be it. Now, we may be able to bomb our way into the shop here. We can indeed. And now we have enough money. That was a very lucky secret room. And to be quite honest with you, I don't really care whether we end up fighting greed or having the opportunity to buy something. We have the opportunity to buy the Nun's Habit. It's a grossly overpowered item, and God, I love it as a result of that. So the Nun's Habit has been nerfed in the Binding of Isaac Rebirth. Instead of it giving you half of an item charge per hit, which is, let's be honest, something that should not be, you know, in the Binding of Isaac. It's just way too strong. Instead, every hit gives you, thank you for the relic, by the way. Every hit gives you the amount of charge that you would normally get for completing one room with that item. Those are homing bombs. So again, I could pick those up and then get some value out of it. I'm just going to re-roll it. So that might be kind of an awkward way of explaining it. It is kind of, it's an awkward thing to explain, but we have the D6. How many charges do you get on the D6 out of 6 for completing a room? 2, right? Like, it takes 3 rooms to charge the D6. So, if I got hit with Nun's Habit in Rebirth, at least this is what Edmund has said, then I would get 2 out of 6 charges instead of 3, which is probably, to be quite honest with you, a very, very smart change to make Nun's Habit a little bit weaker. He's also said that Nun's Habit is going to be a quote-unquote expensive item in shops. So I believe he is introducing the idea that... That was the worst. But I can go re-roll this now. So I believe he's introducing the idea that... it's not good enough, but we'll pick it up and re-roll it. The idea that there can be, like, items in the shop, maybe like the notched axe, which would be either the same price that they are right now or cheaper. And then there would also be items that are crazy good, maybe Nun's Habit, Blue Candle, and these would be more expensive, maybe 20 cents or 25 cents. 20 cents is what I've heard for the most part, and that might seem like a small change. And, you know, on a run-by-run basis, it might be a very small change because, you know, oftentimes if you go to the shop, you do already have 20 cents if you have 15. Lots of red chests showing up. But it is worth noting that on a, like, huge scale, like if you look at an enormous sample size of, you know, 1 million or a few 100,000 players, just upping the cost by 5 cents will have probably an enormous impact, or at least a tangible impact on the amount of the frequency at which it gets picked up, I think, anyway. Like, imagine how much more often you'd be able to get those killer items if they were actually 10 cents in the shop as opposed to 15. It would probably open up, you know, like another 5 or 10% of those runs like that. So it's something that's important to think about. I realize that I do have a key, by the way, and I will be able to use that key to... Oh, please just die. Thank you. I will be able to use that key to access the item room. I can't believe I got hit there. Which is a very smart idea. Our D6 has been recharged. And then it's like, well, what do we want to reroll? I think I still want to continue rerolling our judgment. Now, the ideal case here is that we come to the, like, final swing of this area, and there's a boss room, and adjacent to that, or on the other side of the room... oh my god, just pure bombs. We may have to actually go with these, but we'll see what's in our item room up here. We could also use like a curse or self-sacrifice room and, you know, hurt ourselves a few times and try to accomplish 2 things at once. I'm going to take Demon Baby. It's an above average passive, I would say, and we're not going to have so many opportunities to reroll that we could probably get, you know, 2 or 3 of them. So I really mathematically think it would be very unlikely for us to get a better item than Demon Baby there. Possible. Even plausible, but probably not super likely. Anyway, I hope that I've explained what the fuck I was talking about at all, basically. I will absolutely... Oh, that's so good. We'll wait on that, though. I'm absolutely going to go to the curse room, and the reason for this, well, we got a huge army of flies now, is that, yes, I am sacrificing a Spirit Heart, but I am getting a free D6 charge, which I think is pretty important. And, you know, Spirit Hearts come, Spirit Hearts go. We can always get more by way of the relic. Oh my god, are you kidding me? The white feather? Well, we'll pick it up and put it back down. At the very least, we've taken a serious number of items out of the pool here. No, I definitely do not want to roll with the white feather. The D6 is substantially more valuable. Yeah, you know, we've taken a lot of items out of the pool. I can always use a bomb to hurt myself after this boss fight, unless I get hit a couple of times, in which case I won't have to. And we'll not forget that Eternal Heart, which is of the utmost importance. And at some point, we are going to have to choose when we want to do this deal with the devil. I don't think... There's probably a good argument for a specific floor to use it on, but I'm too lazy to think about it right now. So I think I'm just going to... You know, when the time feels right, I'm going to pull the trigger on that one. I don't know when the time is going to feel right. Oh, that was so bad. We will see if it comes up. Okay, so we got an HP upgrade on this floor. Shall we hurt ourselves once? And there's probably a better way to do it than I'm thinking right now. Because I was thinking I'd just use a bomb. But if there's like spikes or something, I could hurt myself on those. But, oh, there's... Absolutely, there's spikes literally right here. So we're trading a whole Spirit Heart. We didn't lose a bomb in this case to check this out. And that's Celtic Cross. And now, you know, we've gone down this road. Why don't we kind of continue doing this? Because there's still some health remaining. And we can get a couple more rerolls out of this at the very least. So Celtic Cross, it's fine. It's just not good enough. And then the D20 is like, it's tempting, but is it good enough? I don't think so. But I'm not going to take it out of the rotation necessarily, because if it showed up later, it could be valuable for us. This is why an arcade would have been so good for us. And now maybe it's time for us to leave, but I've done my part here to try to get something. If I could have taken one of the items out of there, probably Celtic Cross would have been the best, but I don't feel bad about the decision that I made there. And I'm being 100% honest when I say that. I think we could have easily gotten a great item there. So again, we'll do basically the same thing here on Necropolis with this Judgment. And we'll see if he pays out with something. It's my best friend, and if you ask me, my best friend is as good of a reroll target as any. Again, not a bad item, but it gives us so many opportunities to possibly get a better item that it's hard for me to resist. Now, we did pick up an Eternal Heart on that last floor, which is, you know, translated effectively into an HP upgrade at this point. We have to be very careful on this room, one of my least favorite rooms in the rotation. But I think I actually have kind of a surprising degree of survivability and not taking damage on this room, specifically because I start to be way more careful when I know that I'm running across it. So let's start doing our D6s of the damned here. That's going to be something that's hard to get away from in the future. My best friend has been rerolled into the magnet, which is not horrible, but again, if I'm going to really commit to this aggressive rerolling strategy, which I like doing because you see so many items over the course of a run. We should probably just fight our boss right here, in all honesty. But if I'm going to commit to this, then the magnet is not where I want to cash out. I want to cash out a little bit later with something a little bit better. For now, though, let's go fight our boss, and this is going to be War. Should be a relatively easy boss fight, although it'll be interesting to see how my speed shakes out versus War's speed. I think I should be fine. And our damage is still... It's not as good as it used to be, because obviously enemies, you know, scale with respect to their health, but it's still pretty good. Oh, we've trapped him over some rocks, which is always scary. Sometimes he shoots out of there with an incredible amount of force. Okay, we're going to be fine. We have basically the same amount of speed as War, maybe even a little bit faster, and many advantages working for us there. Now, deal with the Angel. We do not have a reroll available, and it's like Scapular D20 Nun's Habit that allows you to do some funky stuff. So I've already fucked up that rotation. But why don't we hurt ourselves and take a reroll? Just because, yeah, picking up something like the Miter was probably substantially more valuable than the Scapular. I know the Scapular offers some really great breaking Isaac opportunities, but I don't really know what they are. So it would have just been foolish for me in all likelihood to try to commit to that. And the Miter is almost certainly going to pay out substantially better for me. So I think that was a very smart decision. We could also, you know, always use this Joker card to get back into one of those rooms to get some more rerolls, but not a huge deal at this point. Now, this is always a little scary. You want to make sure you don't get hit by that bomb. And this allows us to get some more bombs. And are we going to come out of this room with a profit? I believe so, but I kind of hate this room regardless. That being said, we're through here with 5 bombs. We started with either 4 or 5, so that's good. We've had a real key problem, no question about that. We were lucky enough to bomb our way into the shop once via the secret room. And we also have a little bit of a problem in a kind of unorthodox way that a lot of these rooms that we're encountering don't have enemies, which makes it a little bit harder to charge the D6. Of course, the bonus is that despite not charging the D6 by way of enemies, we also have the Nun's Habit, which makes it a lot easier to charge the dice. And, you know, so far so good here, of course. Second level Cube of Meat is pretty good. We're not in a 1 game, but I do think we have the fairly likely potential to make this into a 1 game. And now that we have the D6, of course, I would be very stupid if I didn't run back here and try to reroll our magnet, which is fine, but maybe not good enough for what I have invested already. So that's just a speed upgrade. Many people have now told me that the Roid Rage, or whatever version of the syringe that is a speed. It says speed plus range on the bottle, but they lied to me, and I'm going to have my dealer killed as a result. But it's actually just a speed upgrade, which is substantially less valuable than a speed plus range upgrade. In some ways, it doesn't really change my thoughts on the item, because, like, I don't value speed or range that high anyway. I mean, I value them to some extent. It's, you know, not having speed ain't everything. Or, sorry, having speed ain't everything, not having it is, as a very, you know, speech impedimented Kanye West might say. I should not take damage on this room. It should be very, very easy for me to not take damage on this room. Okay, we can't go to the shop yet, which sucks. Anyway, what I'm getting at is that, you know, 1 speed upgrade, if it was unavoidable, wouldn't be the end of the world. Because it is avoidable, let's try to end the world ourselves. So we'll come down and re-roll this. And now it's a range upgrade, and that's kind of fitting at this point, isn't it? Because I was just talking about how I don't really respect speed or range upgrades. It was like, I'll tell you what, we'll give them to you individually instead. Make your decision that much harder. Now, I should be able to get out of this room without taking damage. I don't even know why I say things like that, because it almost guarantees that I will take damage. There is a theoretical possibility that we could bomb our way into the item room. So I'm going to try to do that, because I would be pretty silly not to, I think. We do have enough bombs now that I'm fairly comfortable wasting one, essentially, which is how that ended up going down. And we probably, maximum, have another 3 or 4 rooms. Minimum is another 2, so I will, you know, finish these rooms off, get the D6 charges that have been, you know, rightfully promised me. We'll re-roll that range upgrade one more time, and if it doesn't pay out, well, shit happens, right? But we still do have Miter and Relic, and this Joker card, which could potentially translate into another awesome upgrade. And we got 3 bombs for the price of 1 there, which is a crazy deal. So, you know, we've got outs for sure, and we've got ways to improve our run. This is going to be a dead end, so it is only 2 runs. I might check to see if there's a secret room adjacent to this shop. I don't even know if it's possible, honestly. But I think it's worth a shot, because a compass would be so good. Anyway, more bombs again, so wasting one doesn't really seem that stupid to me. Just in case. It might be incredibly stupid, but we have 1 more automatic reroll, and I could bomb myself a couple of times or walk on some spikes, of which there's tons of blue spikes around here. And they only do half a Spirit Heart of damage, right? So I can get pretty aggressive with my rerolls. Well, okay, there's 5 extra bombs by way of remote detonator. Why don't we sacrifice a few Spirit Hearts here? I probably should just use the regular blue spikes instead, but MONSTROS Tooth is not good enough. And there's no, unless I'm mistaken, there is no blood bank that we've come across yet. So, sure, you know what? Hit me once. It only takes half a heart. That's better. So, 1 heart per reroll is kind of okay by me. Obviously, I would love to have it pay out sooner. Hey, there we go. Okay. Aggressively rerolling finally pays off here. Thank you very much, Nun's Habit. So we have triple shot Polyphemus the Mark at this point. Pretty nice. Still not 1, and, you know, I have sacrificed a little bit of temporary life or survivability in order to put myself in a position where I have these benefits. So we're going to need to claw our way back into full health. But as you can see, my damage at this point has become quite strong. And not to mention the fact that I have Miter and the Relic has put me in a very good position. This is something that I never would have done before. Before, you know, old Northern Lion, even with the D6 and Nuns habit, would have been like, oh, well, we're out of rerolls on this floor. I love how I'm insulting myself now. I've basically become that which I've hated the most. Thank you for those incredible Spirit Heart payouts. But, yeah, it would have been like, oh, well, we're running out of rerolls. Okay, we don't have any more rerolls. I can't afford to hurt myself. That might make the difference. Turns out, you know, what made the difference? Fucking, you know, actually going through with the aggression here. So we're going to check and see if the item room is accessible by way, okay, of the secret room, which it's not, which is fine. And then we're going to take the long way around because the short way around looks really scary. And what's really remarkable about this run, we're going to save that blood bank until we actually have a reroll pedestal, because otherwise we would be very foolish. But what's really remarkable about this run is how much we've been able to accomplish without the kind of access to item rooms that would normally be considered mandatory, encouraged at the very least. We've had, how many item rooms have we actually been to? 3? Maybe 3, and they've been reasonably good, but normally you would expect to have to do a little bit better than that in order to get the kind of results we're getting right now. As much as I would love to reroll the shit out of the wafer, you don't look a gift horse in the mouth with an item like that. It's a top tier item that doesn't show up all that often. It would be very stupid of me to not pick that up, I think. And we found the secret room completely by accident. Very nice. Another 9 cents. Pretty substantial. If we end up actually being able to get a key and go to the shop on this run, which should be completely feasible if I just actually play one of these slot machines for once, which is something I absolutely could have done on the last floor that I just noticed, and people are probably going to be mad about. But, you know, people are always going to be mad. There was a comment on it a couple videos ago, and it's like, Northern Lion, I think you got more dislikes about saying that you're not going to take Brimstone because of commenters than you would have if you took Brimstone. Basically saying, like, you being so neurotic about how people feel about your runs is causing people to dislike them more. And I don't necessarily think that's true. I think it's maybe just a clever statement, which is maybe true. But basically what I've taken away from that is I'm just going to play the game the way I want to play it. And the way I want to play it, in all honesty, is in as entertaining a way as possible, but maybe a little bit less whiny than I've been recently, which is oftentimes like, you know, I do antagonize the commenters, and the commenters, to some extent, obviously the commenter's not one amorphous blob that is completely uniform in its composition. Some people are big fans, some people watch the videos principally to be ignored, which is weird to me, but whatever. Not ignored, sorry, watch the videos principally to be annoyed is what I meant to say there. And that's weird to me, but so be it, you know, I'm not going to judge where you get your entertainment from. But, yeah, I'm going to try to be a little bit, you know, more positive lately, and I'm feeling more positive today. So it's good to start on a fresh kind of angle here, I think. It's possible that maybe we can get our way into the secret room there, but it would be exceptionally unlikely, I think. So, do we gamble and try to get a key? I mean, probably, but by the same token, I also feel like we have enough momentum at this point that I could, in all likelihood, just kind of bum rush the rest of the game. The compass would be so huge, though, if I ended up to get it. Or if I ended up getting it, I should say. So, why don't we... Sure, we'll gamble a little bit. I just want to earn 1 or 2 keys. We can get 1 from the slot machine or 2 from the 3-headed man. Oh, there we go. Okay, so maybe we'll just leave now. Although, I will say that I'm going to play the shit out of this blood... we should go to the shop before we start playing the blood bank. Just so That didn't really work. Just so... I end up being able to get as many rerolls as is humanly possible, although I am a little bit done with, like, if the rerolls are like the reroll potential in the engine and the reroll pedestal are right next to one another, by all means, let's reroll the fuck out of this run. But if the reroll engine, which is the blood bank in this case, and the reroll pedestal, which is the shop, are on literally other sides of the map, that's kind of a tall order. That being said, we did immediately just find the compass, so no reroll is necessary. And this is good, because now we can use our reroll to reroll the IV bag if we get one, or potentially reroll whatever we get from the boss. Now, it is not a smart idea for me to use the Joker card on this floor. Maybe it is. You can still get a deal with the devil on this floor, right? But I'll probably save it. I'll probably save it just to be safe for the Wound Part 1, and as a result of getting it on the Wound Part 1, I should guarantee myself either a deal with the Angel or a deal with the Devil, and we'll see if we have rerolls available at that point as well, and we can maybe make something incredible happen, because obviously, you know, a Mom's Knife or something would be crazy good at this part, or a Mark, or a flying item. All of those are doable. Wow, that was fast. Okay, luck is on my side. Let's take our HP plus speed upgrade and get out of here. Obviously, another item that would be exceptionally good for us is a Guppy's Paw. There's no question about that. If we ended up getting a Guppy's Paw, we could not lose. Guppy's Paw plus Wafer, Nun's Habit D6, the staggering amount of health we have, Relic and Miter. It's almost unfathomable to imagine a loss happening in that situation. So, in some ways that would be great because it would be very comforting. In some ways it would be terrible because it would probably take some of the excitement out of it. That being said, I don't know if I could pass up a Guppy's Paw at this point because I love permanent Polaroid invincibility too much to just look a gift horse in the mouth and tell it to F off. I have taken more damage than I would have liked to have taken on this mom fight, but that being said, it is basically over. One more hit to a bodily segment should make it over. I almost got hit again at the end. Another HP upgrade and another Polaroid, and we'll move on. Please, or not another Polaroid, I guess. And I kind of just want to go to the deal with the Devil Room right off the bat here. Deal with the Angel Room, if you will. Yeah, okay. So Holy Grail gave us an HP upgrade and the ability to fly. At this point, in terms of deal with the Angel Rooms, that's probably one of the best that we could have hoped for. Sacred Heart is the best. I think that more or less goes without saying. But Holy Grail, also one of the best flying items in the game. Arguably the best, I guess. Maybe second to Spirit of the Night, depending on how much you value Spectral Tears. Anyway, so far so good. This run is going exceptionally well. And again, not to toot my own horn, aggressive rerolling was a big part of it. It is difficult to fathom how a loss happens as a result of this. In fact, if we had the Book of Revelations or the Nail or even the Crystal Ball, well, let's take the Crystal Ball out of it for a second. Book of Revelations and the Nail. If we had either of those, I think it's mathematically impossible for us to lose unless I didn't use my Nun's Habit spacebar item effectively. With Crystal Ball, by way of the Miter and Relic, we would almost certainly gain more Spirit Hearts than we lost, even if it gave us more Tarot cards than Spirit Hearts. But anyway, it might also already be very unlikely for us to lose more Spirit Hearts than we gain simply by having the Miter and the Relic. But anyway, Conquest, going to be very easy. I'm going to reroll what he gives me here, and I don't know if that's going to be effective, because I don't know if White Pony's re-rollable, but a Cube of Me would be nice. I think, is that a possibility? I get Squeezy instead. Sure, it's a Tears upgrade or a Shot Speed upgrade. Looks like a Shot Speed upgrade. Plus a couple of Spirit Hearts. Sweet. Okay, so on to, well, you know, we could scum around in the Blood Bank a little bit on this floor, or the arcade. The Blood Bank is just so much more valuable most of the time than the other kind of segments in that arcade that it's hard for me to remember that they're, you know, internalized that the slot machine and three-headed man are also there. The reason, this is a pretty good example of the reason why some people might feel that Spirit of the Night is better than the Holy Grail, because as of right now, it's pretty difficult for me to actually hit these jerkwads without actually putting myself in harm's way. I'm just doing a weird little, you know, pseudo circle, it's not even circle strafing, but a weird little pseudo dodging here. We should be getting a Spirit Heart at the end of this, at least one, I guess. Miter and Relic could pay out as well. Yeah, that's a good room, but a little bit more difficult than it had to be, perhaps. And we are only one room away from Mom's Heart. I fully expect with 21 bombs and the amount of damage that we're doing, that Mom's Heart is going to be exceptionally easy. And we're very near to having enough keys to do whatever we want in the chest. And obviously that's a pretty ideal moment for me, because we're going to have rerolls plus Nun's Habit. Do we know what this is? Friends till the end. Might as well take it, I guess. And it's a good run. I told you at the very start of this, I think my positive attitude is going to have a positive effect on the run. I was doing that tongue-in-cheek, by the way. I don't actually believe that your mood can influence the, you know, forces of the universe. Although sometimes I believe, you know, you can unknowingly have a subtle effect on how people treat you if you behave in a happier way or a sadder way. But anyway, enough of the pseudoscience, essentially. It turns out that has come true, and that is not proof, but maybe merely a very, very happy coincidence. Now, you should be able to hold down the right button on the keypad here. Keypad? Arrow keys. What are you talking about, old man? Mom's Heart is dead. We are alive, and in fact, a little bit even more alive than we were when we came in. I'm assuming Cathedral is going to be goddamn simple. This, of course, after I said it, not that that changed anything. The boss room now appears to be substantially further away. The compass sometimes gives you the wrong idea. You know, because you see the bullseye and then you paint your own... Oh, that sucks. Well, whatever. Then you paint your own target around it. In this case, we saw the boss room and then I figured, oh, it must just be 2 rooms away. Or sorry, you see the shots and you paint the bullseye around it. It's been a while since I was in statistics class. Now, I realize the boss room, you know, appearances can be deceiving, and it's actually probably much further away than I would be comfortable with, but in any case, the more damage I take, the more it just fuels me to do even better. And not that it really matters that much in the first place here, because we are going to tear these rooms apart. Reroll the Steam Sale into Little Chad, Little Chubby Chad. You know, he's got a, you know, BMI that he should work on probably. Now, I am going to use this as a reroll pedestal. I always like when you have a run like this, and you've got a long trek to the boss room, and then a reroll pedestal occurs, because then it gives you, like, a secondary objective, right? It's like something to spend some time on the floor. A secondary purpose beyond just beating the floor. Now you want to beat the floor and also, you know, maybe get a better item as a result. I almost took a lot of damage on that room, unfortunately. That's going to be Peeper's Eye. Peeper's Eye is an A-OK upgrade in my opinion, and the reason I am not taking it boils down to the fact that we're probably going to get an F-ton more rerolls, so the more time I take, probably the better chance we have of getting an even better item. So, leave the money on the ground. It's not like we're going to need it anyway. I really thought I was going to get hit there by accident. What would benefit us here? I mean, would further tiers upgrades even provide a benefit at this point? Obviously, I'm not going to open that. Obviously, an increased rate of fire would be very nice. It always is, right? But apart from that, Jesus, Mom's Knife is a no-brainer. It's basically always a no-brainer, but even that I don't think makes an appreciable impact too much on our run. Poison Touch, Guppy's Paw, Poison Touch plus Guppy's Paw, I guess it would have to be. But, you know, that's exceptionally unlikely to happen. Now, Mini Mush, it's like speed plus range. I think it also makes us fire a little bit faster. I don't know. I'll take it, mostly because speed is nice to be able to dodge enemies on the chest, like Lust and Super Lust and Mecha Lust and etc., etc. We have a Curse Room. We also have a Double Loki. Double Loki's a little bit of a test, not because it's particularly difficult, but because it has a decent amount of HP. You know, at this point, why don't we just walk out of here? Whatever, right, man? And as a result, we will be fighting our boss very, very soon. And we'll have a D6 ready as soon as we go down to the chest. It's gonna be... yeah, we'll take our bombs, obviously. I don't expect it to be a crazy easy fight against Isaac. We do have Guardian Angel as well as a nice suite of orbitals. And if I could run up and drop some bombs every time I take damage, it would probably be for the best. But I do expect to mostly be... you know, tanking shots on this run is probably the right way to be thinking about it. I don't expect to be able to dodge too much. I do want to kind of stay in a decent range close to him because obviously I want Demon Baby to do some work whenever possible. It's an underrated item when you have Triple Shot and Polyphemus as well. There's probably a much better MO for this fight when you are tanking a bunch of shots, but no need to really worry about that right now, I think. One more should do it. There we go. He was even nice enough to drop a Spirit Heart instead of a regular Red Heart. So I don't foresee much stopping us on the chest here. And this has been a relatively short run compared to recent runs. Which is, I guess, kind of... okay, now we got Quad Shot and Whore of Babylon and Mom's Bra, which is actually really effective at this point in the game. But I think we might as well take Quad Shot. We might as well not take Whore of Babylon because it's not worth anything for us. And we might as well swap these bad boys out and reroll Libajesus out of them, essentially. I don't want to take any of these. Scapular continues to show up all the time, in spite of my complete lack of respect for it. And I don't respect it, and it keeps coming back. I'm never going to respect it. You should stand up for yourself, Scapular. Go hang out in Bizsnap or Cobalt Streaks game. They give you the credit you deserve. I'm not a man enough for you, Scapular. I'm not man enough for you. You're too good for me. Okay. Let's get that bizarre tangent out of the way. Please fire some lasers at me. Thank you very much, Monstro 2. This should do it. Okay, never mind. He's got a lot of invisible health. We took some damage that I'm not thrilled about. Mom's Pad. Yes, Odd Mushroom we will take. Pill, might as well, I guess. What is it? Thank God, bombs are key. Now we got 15 keys, 0 bombs. That should be useful. But Skinny Odd Mushroom is a damage downgrade, but it also grossly increases our rate of fire. I mean, seriously, grossly. This is disgusting. And that's great. I'm a fan. Did I take damage walking over? Oh, I can fly. I shouldn't have taken damage there. I also have no idea, again, if, like, taking Quad Shot after taking Triple Shot causes us to take an even further damage hit. Who knows? And quite honestly, you know, we're just... from an analytical standpoint, sure, I can understand your curiosity. But from a practical standpoint, not really that important right now because we are tearing this game a new asshole. So just hold the button down and enjoy the ride, essentially. my feeling on the matter. Death should be dead pretty soon. Always an awkward sentence to say. Managed not to get hit by the pony there, much to my surprise. Death should be dead right now, as you saw, and now we'll just occasionally drop in some quad shots on it. I hate to stand, like, perpendicular to it, but it's by far the easiest way to avoid taking damage. So there is a greed fight going on in the middle here. There's a baby being born stage left. Both of these are not great items at this point, and we're probably just going to go straight to our boss room next, unless we get a reroll before the boss room, in which case we'll do that, because, you know, why not at least do our due diligence. Now it appears we will for sure get a reroll before our next, or before the boss room, so fine, by all means. I want to kill Wrath first, and the reason behind that is, of course, that Sloth can drop a tarot card. That tarot card, you know, hypothetically, if we were having a worse run, could make a difference in our success. The Hermit would not have, but, you know, the potential is, I guess, theoretically there. I don't like fighting Super Lust at all. Good news is I can, by way of my incredible knockback here, just kind of push them out of the way and then just keep walking back and forth in a straight line. So, I believe they sometimes drop tarot cards as well. We'll see, I guess. That's a pill, actually. It's a health down, which at this point I would take just to be an asshole to myself, but probably 2 rooms away from the boss room. In all likelihood, that does convey another D6 upgrade, but let's see what we get here. Just mix it up a little bit. PhD, Technology 2, I think. People have rightfully told me Technology 2 is a pretty huge damage downgrade, as we saw that one time I had Mom's Knife and like really struggled from a damage standpoint. So I'm not going to take it, because... What was the... I forgot the other one. PhD? Yeah, we don't need PhD at this point. We can afford to reroll in the hopes of something a little bit more exciting than that. Early on in the game, PhD is something I would not complain about at all. It's a pretty solid upgrade. But as of right now, I don't think it matters in the least. Alright, so we are not going to get one reroll here unless I get hit by something, which is a total possibility when you're fighting against death. Yep, there we go. So we will go back and do one last reroll, but do not expect me to BizSnap the shit out of the game here. If you want to see that, go to youtube.com/BizSnap. He's a much better Isaac player than myself. You'll hear me say it over and over and over again, but if you enjoy my particular Moonshine homemade brand of Isaac content, the Rocky to his Ivan Drago, if you will. Not to say that he's a bad guy, just to say that he's Russian. That's Technology 1, right? Yeah, okay, that actually gives us a huge bonus. And Technology 1 plus Technology 2, I don't know how that would help us, but this should make our tiers extraordinarily powerful now. We got Quad Shot, Triple Shot, Polyphemus Technology. I expect these to be strong. And in here, yeah, sure, Ghost Baby, or sorry, Robo Baby. So now we have become the Terminator. RoboCop ourselves. Himself, I guess. Whatever. Why don't we come down here and finish the game? This charade has gone on too long. Another 40 seconds maximum. This will be over. So I don't know if this made our damage better or worse. Quite frankly, it doesn't really matter in the whole scheme of things. I would have loved to have buffed out our damage a little bit more just to make the laser even larger, but as you can see, it's doing work. I don't anticipate any problems here. I don't anticipate our Spirit Hearts coming even close to eroding here. And a relatively easy run and a relatively fun run. Keep in mind, I did have to abuse the RNG a little bit. This was not merely luck. I forced luck to be coerced into being a little bit more on my side. And we'll kill this last angel fetus here. And that'll do it. As always, if you enjoyed the episode, I encourage you to click the like button because it does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more Daily Isaac. There will be another one tomorrow, as every day for the next 69 years. And of course, I look forward to reading your comments. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.